No, NASA has not warned of an impending asteroid strike in the year 2038. And here's what really happened. Experts from NASA and other international organizations recently simulated their response to a hypothetical asteroid impact scenario. The test was deemed a success. However, several media outlets have misreported the group's findings. Officials from NASA and other international organizations recently completed a mock test to assess their ability to respond to a hypothetical asteroid potentially crashing into our Earth in the year 2038. The tabletop exercise went as planned and has largely been deemed a success by those involved. However, several media outlets have misreported what happened, either making it seem like the impact scenario was real or that we are wrongly ill-equipped to deal with it, neither of which is true. Between April 2nd and April 3rd, nearly 100 experts from more than 25 organizations in the US and abroad, including NASA's Planetary Defense Coordination Office, the Federal Emergency Management Agency FEMA, and the Department of the State Office of Space Affairs, met at Johns Hopkins Applied Physical Laboratory in Laurel, Maryland, to participate in the Planetary Defense Interagency Tabletop exercise. This happens every 2 years. And this event, which involved team members, informally discussed potential responses to the hypothetical asteroid strike, was the fifth and largest version of its kind, following similar meetings in 2013, 14, 16, and 22. Space.com reported. A large asteroid impact is potentially the only natural disaster humanity has the technology to predict years in advance and take action to prevent, Lindley Johnson, lead program executive for NASA's Planetary Defense Coordination Office, said in a statement about this event. Simulating such a scenario can help give experts experience in dealing with such situations and highlight knowledge gaps in current protocols that need to be addressed in the future, he said. On June 20th, leading members of the exercise team shared the discussed the results of the latest simulation in an online news conference. During the event, they also revealed the hypothetical scenario used in this year's exercise to the public for the first time. In the hypothetical new scenario, astronomers detected a large asteroid with a 72% chance of hitting Earth in 14 years on July 12, 2038. Detailed information about this fictional asteroid is not immediately available, but its trajectory could put it on a collision course with major cities including Dallas, Washington, D.C., Madrid, and Algeria. Uncertainty over the size of the space rock means that any potential impact could kill anywhere from 1,000 and 10 million people. Some news outlets, including the Times of India and NDTV News, took the scenario out of context while reporting on the briefing. They used misleading headlines that suggested the threat laid out in the exercise was real and that NASA had issued a warning about the impending danger. Other outlets, including the Daily Mail and the Register, suggested that the exercise showed we are poorly prepared to deal with this asteroid's impact scenario in real life. However, these reports were also inaccurate. Accessing the threat. This year's tabletop exercise presented a unique and particularly challenging scenario to the officials gathered in Maryland, Johnson said. Despite having more time before the potential impact than in previous iterations of the exercise, experts had less information about the hypothetical incoming space rock than ever before. For example, they were told it could be anywhere between 200 and 2,600 feet wide. Also unclear was the asteroid's composition, which affects how destructive it would be. To make matters worse, the scenario involved the asteroid disappearing behind the sun for several months shortly after it was discovered, meaning the experts had to make plans without really knowing what was going to happen. The team considered three options. First, wait for the asteroid to reappear for more observations. Second, send a spacecraft to fly past the asteroid and learn more about it. And third, launch a mission to fly alongside the space rock, which would maximize the amount of information we could learn about it. The consensus was to send a spacecraft to learn more about the asteroid rather than waiting to see what happens or launching a much more expensive rendezvous mission in short notice. However, the officials also raised concerns about our ability to do this, particularly because of how quickly such a mission would need to be put together and whether politicians would greenlight the funding of up to $400 million without more clarification about the situation. As a result, 19% of the participants said they thought we would be unready to plan and implement such a mission in this scenario. Some outlets latched onto this uncertainty, claiming that these potential hurdles would completely trip up our ability to deal with the asteroid impact, but in reality, most of the experts believe such a mission was feasible. Because the laptop exercise did not simulate anything beyond the initial decision-making stage after the asteroid was discovered, there was also no telling what would have happened afterwards, which makes it impossible to label the event as a failure, as several outlets did. So are we really ready for an asteroid impact and to protect our Earth? In reality, we have never been in a better position to deal with scenarios like the one in the tabletop exercise, NASA representatives wrote. This is partially due to the recent triumph of NASA's double asteroid redirect mission, the DART mission, which successfully diverted and alerted the shape of the asteroid Dimorphos after smashing a spacecraft into it September 26, 2022. Although it's not a perfect analog for stopping a potentially deadly asteroid from hitting our Earth, Dimorphos posed no threat to our planet. The test showed for the first time that the asteroid deflect technique called the kinetic impactor method was a viable way of protecting our planet. NASA also plans to launch the Near-Earth Orbit Surveyor, a space telescope dedicated to searching for new near-Earth asteroids, by the summer of 2028, and once in orbit, the telescope will increase our ability to spot dangerous space rocks, including those located close to the sun's glare, researchers wrote. Continuing tabletop exercises like this will also help improve our readiness for the potential asteroid strike. For example, around 90% of participants in the recent exercise said they felt more prepared to deal with the challenges raised in the exercise after it had concluded. This is by Harry Baker at Live Science. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.